Good morning Year 1 and welcome to the second of Week 4's maths lessons. So today we're looking at more work on 2D shapes and we're going to start with an arithmetic starter of addition and subtraction. So get your whiteboards and whiteboard pens ready, and when you're ready to go we'll get started. Okay, so today we're looking at addition and subtraction. Just a quick reminder, addition looks like this sign here, and subtraction looks like this sign here. Okay, so have a look also at where you can use the commutative law, and when you're ready grown-ups, start the video again. Okay, so to start with we would use number beads probably, and you'd have 20 minus 12, which would, when you've taken 12 back from 20, you'd be left with 8. Next one, 12 plus 8 equals, well, it's commutative, so it's 20. And then 20 minus 8 becomes 12, and 8 plus 12 becomes 20. So once you've got the answer to the first one, generally you can work out all 4 of the blocks today. So 20 take away 2, again using your number beads, you'd be left with 18. And now, what do you need to add to 18 to get to 20? That's right, that's 2. 18 plus 2 makes 20. And then 20 equals 2 plus something. Well, the missing number there is 18, and if you check it on your beads you'll find that's the correct answer. Okay, now these are trickier. You're going to need to be using number squares for these. So you start off with 32 and you count back 7, which will give you 25. And now you know that, you should be able to do all the rest of these sums, because 32 take away 7 equals 25. 25 add 7 equals 32, and 32 equals 7 plus 25. Now these last ones aren't using the commutative law, they are instead just reminding you of some number facts. So when you get to 0, whatever number you start with, you need to take away the same number. So in this case it's going to be 250. When you keep the same number as you started with, you've taken nothing away. So this is going to be 199, take away 0 equals 199. This next one, you've taken away nothing and you've got an answer of 999. So the question must have started 999. And then you're taking away 999 from a number and you're ending up with 0. So that again has to be the same number. So that's 999. Well done Year 1. I bet you didn't expect to be using such hard numbers at the start of today's maths lesson. Okay, so the bulk of the learning today is going to be done during this next session. And what you need to be doing is each time we look at a new shape, you need to be working out how many sides there are. And these are the sides. Whether the sides are straight or curved. Are all the sides the same length? You'll have to do that based on what you can see. How many vertices? The vertices is a posh name for corner. It's a mathematical name for corner. And then, are the vertices, which means the angle where the two lines meet, the same size? Okay. And that again you'll have to do by looking at this stage. And once we've done all the properties, you should be able to work out what the shape is. And that will then tell you the properties of that given shape. So, grown-ups, each time I bring up a new shape, you need to pause the video, and when you're ready, start it again, and we'll go through the answers. Okay, so how many sides has this got? Well, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4. Are they straight or curved? Well, if you were to use a ruler along them, you'd see that they were straight. Are the same sides the same length? Are they all the same size? Yes, they look like they are, so yes. How many vertices are there? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. The same number as there are numbers of sides. And are all the vertices the same size? Well, the way the angle there is actually called a right angle, and all 4 of the right angles, all 4 of these angles are right angles, so the vertices are the same size. Okay, so what's the shape's name? That's right, it's a square. Brilliant. So here's the second shape to check. So grown-ups, pause the video until you're ready to go on. Okay, so how many sides has it got? 4. Straight or curved sides? These are all straight, aren't they? Are the sides the same length? No, they're not. There's a pair of sides, this side, that are the same length, and these two are the same length, but this side is not the same length as that side, so the answer is no. How many vertices? There's 4 corners. And are the vertices the same size? Are the angles the same size? Well, they're all right angles, so yes. So, do you know the name of that shape? That's right, it's an oblong. Well done. So here's the next shape. Okay, so how many sides has this got? It's got 1, 2, 3. Straight or curved sides? Still straight. Are the sides the same length? No, they're not. This is a right angle triangle, so they're not. How many vertices? 1, 2, 3. And how are the vertices the same size as that angle? Same as that angle? No, it's not. So, no. And the shape's name is a triangle. It's actually a special triangle. It's called a right angle triangle because of this corner here. But you don't need to worry about that till year 2. Okay, next shape. Okay, so this is your first curved shape. So how many sides has it got? It's actually only got one side. And as we said, the sides are curved. Are the sides the same size? Well, because there's only one, it's not actually applicable. That's what NA means. It doesn't count. How many vertices are there? There are no vertices. There is no corner. It just continues forever around and around. And because there's no vertices, again, they can't be the same size. And the shape, I bet you know this one. That's right, it's a circle. Okay, on to the next shape. So this shape has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. Are they straight or curved? They're all straight. Are they the same size? Well, in this case, they are the same size. How many vertices? Same as the number of edges. Same as the number of sides. So that's 5 as well. And then are they all the same size? Well, in this case, they are. And the shape's name is pentagon. Well done. It's actually a regular pentagon because all of the sides are the same size. So have a look at this one. So let's have a look at how many sides it's got to start off with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's got 5 sides. Straight or curved? They're all straight. Right, now this is where it's different from the previous shape. Are the sides the same size? Well, that is definitely different to that. So the answer must be no. How many vertices? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there's a really big one here, 5. And are the vertices the same size? Well, that's clearly massive, whereas that's quite small. So no. And this is also, because it's got 5 sides, a pentagon, but this is what we call an irregular pentagon. Okay, so what's this shape? It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. Straight or curved? Straight. Sides the same size? Yep. How many vertices? Can you guess? That's right. It's 6, the same as there are sides. And are they the same size? Yes, they are. And the shape's name is a hexagon. Okay, so how about this shape? It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. And all of them are straight. Are the sides the same size? I think you can see they're clearly not. That one's tiny, whereas that one's quite long. Vertices? Pretty certain it's going to be 6 again, and that's right, because it's the same as the number of sides. And are the vertices, are these angles the same size? No, they're not. That one's massive. This one's quite small. This one's tiny. So no, any idea what it's called? That's right, it's another hexagon. This is an irregular hexagon. And penultimate shape now. So count the sides. So this time there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides. Are they straight or curved? They're all straight. Are they the same size? They look like they are, and they probably are meant to be. Yes. How many vertices? Same as the number of sides. 8. And are all these vertices the same size? They are. And this is called an octagon. It's actually a regular octagon because all its sides and all its angles are the same. Okay, so on to our last shape. So you need to count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 again. So I'm pretty certain you know what kind of shape this is going to be. Any curved sides? Nope. Are the sides the same size? No, they're not. This, for example, is quite small. That's quite long. Vertices, 8, because there's 8 sides. And are they the same size, the vertices? No, they're not. This one's quite small, comes to a point. This one's massive, called an obtuse reflex angle. Okay, and the shape is an octagon. This is an irregular octagon. Okay, so what you're going to, you've pretty much done your learning for the day, but you've worked incredibly hard. So now we've got a bit of a fun activity to finish with. So quickly tell your grown-up what these shapes are. That's right, the first one's a triangle, next one's a square, next one's a pentagon, next one's a hexagon. This is tricky. This is also a hexagon, it's just been turned around slightly. And this last one is an octagon. Now what you're going to do with these shapes is you're going to make pictures with them. And if you want to be really clever, you could capture the pictures and you could count how many of a given shape you've used. So the program you're going to use for this is called Polygon Playground, and there's a link to it at the bottom of the maths sheet. So you could, for example, take one of these, take one of these, take one of these. I don't like that, so I'm going to put that to one side. Take one of these. Take one of these. Take another one of these. And you see how I'm making a shape, probably a robot. Well, it's up to you, but what I want you to do is just have a bit of a play with these different shapes, coming up with your own pictures using them, and then counting how many of a given type of shape you've actually used. So for example here, I've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 squares. I've used 1 hexagon, and I've used 1 triangle to make the beginnings of a robot. And if you can do that and write down how many you've used, that would be absolutely brilliant. But you've worked really, really hard today, and this really is just a bit of fun to finish this session with. And I'll see you again tomorrow.